Today I am sharing my new favorite sweet potato recipe with you. These are healthy baked spiced sweet potato wedges that are baked in the oven and served with a creamy garlic yogurt dipping sauce. They are sweet, they're spicy, they're salty and savory, browned on the outside, creamy on the inside. I'm telling you, that is delightful. They are so delicious. I think I may even like them better than sweet potato fries, and I love sweet potato fries. Now, if you've been with me a while, you may recognize this recipe because I actually developed it many moons ago, but I recently rediscovered it and I cannot stop making it, so I of course had to come and share it with you. Now, the first thing I do is I preheat my oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and then I'm gonna prepare a rimmed baking sheet by drizzling a little avocado oil over the top and then just spreading that along the pan so there's a nice thin layer. We don't want our sweet potato wedges to stick. You could of course also do this with a cooking spray. Then I have 2 medium-sized sweet potatoes. Now together you want the potatoes to weigh about 2 pounds. And I just like to give these a good rinse under some cold water, and I usually just use my thumb to help loosen up any dirt or debris that might be on the outside of the potatoes. Now we're going to be peeling these, so I don't need to get too crazy about it. Then I'm just going to peel off the skins. If you like the skins, you could bake it with the skins on. They're absolutely delicious that way as well, and you'll get a few extra nutrients and an extra boost of fiber as well. Now, to cut the potatoes into wedges, I find the easiest way to do this is to take each potato and cut it in half, then lay it flat side down, come over the top, cut it in half again. Then you're going to take each quarter, lay it flat side down, and then just cut it into 3 to 4 wedges depending on how thick or thin your potato is. So when you're done, it's going to look something like this. And they're not going to be like perfectly uniform. You're just creating some rustic homemade potato wedges here. I'm going to transfer my potatoes into a nice big bowl because I'm going to be able to season them really well. And the first thing I do is drizzle 1 tablespoon of avocado oil right over the potatoes, and then I like to gently toss that to make sure all of the potatoes have a nice light coating. Now keep in mind, avocado oil is a great option when you're doing high temperature cooking because it does have a higher smoke point and a very neutral flavor. Okay, next up are our warm, cozy spices. And a really great tip to keep in your back pocket is during the colder months when we naturally lean towards warmer, more comforting foods, using warming spices is a great way to fulfill and satisfy that comfort food craving while still staying aligned with your health, wellness, and or weight goals. So I'm going to start with 2 teaspoons of curry powder. Then I have 1 teaspoon of ground cumin, which is nice and smoky without the heat. And then I have a ½ teaspoon of smoked paprika, one of my favorites. I'll give this a sprinkle of sea salt, and then again, I'm just going to gently toss this together. Now, I really like to use my hands to do this because you want all of the potatoes to have a nice light coating of the oil and the spice mixture, and I just find the easiest way to do this is with my hands. Okay, then I'm just going to lay out these potato wedges onto the prepared rimmed baking sheet. And keep in mind that as you do this, you just want to leave enough room between each potato that they're not touching or laying on top of each other, because if they're overcrowded, they're going to end up steaming, and we don't want them to steam because we're going to get more depth of flavor from that high heat cooking. Now we're going to just take this tray, pop it into our 400-degree oven, set a timer for 15 minutes. Then once that timer goes off, you're just going to flip each wedge over and pop it back into the oven for another 15 minutes. We want our sweet potato wedges to be golden brown on the outside and nice and creamy and tender in the middle. Now, while they're cooking, you just want to make that creamy yogurt garlic dipping sauce, and this sauce literally takes 1 minute to make. And while the potatoes would be delicious as is on their own, and they're also great for meal prep, this dip takes them to a whole other level. I mean, it is like a party in your mouth. So good. So here's what you do. You're going to take a ½ cup of your favorite Greek yogurt. It can be non-fat, low-fat, full-fat, whichever one you prefer or what aligns with your personal health goals. And I'm just going to get that into a bowl, and I'm going to add a ¼ teaspoon of white wine vinegar. If you don't have white wine vinegar, you could of course just sub in a little red wine vinegar. 1 fat clove of crushed garlic. Then I have a tablespoon of fresh chopped parsley, so bright and vibrant, and a sprinkle of sea salt. I'll mix this all together, get it really well combined, and our dipping sauce is ready to go. I'm excited for you to try that. It's so good. Once the potatoes are done, you're gonna see they have this beautiful golden edge on them. And as I mentioned before, they will be creamy and tender in the center. Now, I just like to serve them on a small platter with the dipping sauce on the side. Then you're just gonna take that spiced sweet potato wedge and dip it into this creamy sauce. And I'm telling you, this is like a little party in your mouth. That is delightful. So many different flavor profiles. It's savory, it's sweet, it's spicy. Then you have that bright, creamy sauce with that little kick from the garlic. I am beyond excited for you all to try this recipe. And when you do, make sure to snap a picture and tag me on Instagram and on Facebook so I can see all of the clean and deliciousness you're whipping up in your very own kitchens. Now, if you enjoy easy, healthy, delicious, nutritious recipes just like this, make sure you take a moment to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss a new video. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'm Danny Spies, and I'll see you back here next time with some more clean and deliciousness. Cheers!